Hello, my name is Laffy and this is my Druid build. The reason why the Druid build is built like this is because I have dyspraxia and finding pressing buttons in a rotation can be difficult. The build I currently have is one I've used in raids, fractals, strikes, and dungeons. It has managed to keep parties alive and healthy and has also managed to solo Sunspar Peak. It is not great in damage, but does have a good heal output. Well, from my opinion anyway, as if it can handle Sunspar Peak on its own, it should be good. But I would like your input and I would like to see what you think. Okay, so here for my build, I have Nature, Magic, Wilderness Survival, and Druid. I have Search and Rescue, as if you need to bend down to pick somebody up, you can go F and then stand up and keep healing someone while your pet picks somebody up. I have Wildborn Notes, but you can change this to Evasive Purity if you do not have a Warhorn and an Axe. I find the Evasive Purity good if you're using a longbow to get rid of conditions. However, the Wildborn Notes do generate more healing and regen. I have Invigorating Bond to give a bit more healing, protection, and vigor. Then in Wilderness Survival, I have Oatheart Slave for the damage reduction and literally regen. Again, I'm looking for the most I can get out of the healing. Then I've got Shared Anguish. After you swap pets, your pet gains stability. So this is good because you're gonna need your pet to have stability to take things on. Because you are the healer, you are not the dips. You are not the damage. You will not be doing any sort of damage. You're going to have to rely on your pet for this. Empathic Bond I use so it literally removes condition from you and your pet. Because if the pet's suffering from conditions and you're suffering from conditions, this could weaken your healing ability. It could weaken a lot of things and it could kill you. So for Druid, I use Cultivating Synergy. So basically I'm focusing on healing here. So using healing skills heals your allies and your pet. So basically you're keeping yourself alive, you're keeping your pet alive. Okay, and Verdant Etching grants protection. So basically here I've looked for protection. I have not found anything for Natural Balance to use or Celestial Shadow. Because if you're going to have to go invisible after a little bit of a fight, it's a case of, is it really going to be aiding or is it going to be breaking? Yes, it could give super speed, but it's a case of protection tends to give more of a chance to heal up a hurt person than, let's say, you've gone invisible. Okay, Grace of the Land gives alacrity, which is great. This is an S5 skill. I can use 1, 2, 3, 4 to kick this out. And sometimes if I want to drop the alacrity because the team is given enough boons, I will jump down to Lingering Light. This will give a healing increase of others to 20%. I find that there is enough builds out there giving a lot of boons. What is lacking is the healing. If the healing lacks, you can go in any dungeon, any raid, and you can still fall over. However, if there's healing there and people of the other members are doing a lot of DPS, a lot of damage, and a lot of boons, they're keeping that up and that going. Because most builds nowadays tend to be boon sufficient for their own class, where they're not really health sufficient. So this is literally how I made my build to support health instead of major boons. I have used Cleric Armor with Altruism Runes. I have got a Cleric Cape, a Cleric Necklace. I have mainly chosen 2 Ascended Rings. One gives me 2 Ascended Rings, 1 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 gives me 2 Ascended R Condi damage, healing, and toughness. The other gives me precision, toughness, healing, and condition damage. I find the condition damage as an added extra. This is mainly to focus on the healing power and a bit of the precision. I have for the earrings, celestial earrings. I haven't really found many clerics, but I haven't grinded them yet. But it's a case of I found this build works well with them. I don't know why, it just does. Don't ask questions, usually. The weapons have got sigils of concentration and sigil of water. The axe and warhorn are both sigil of water. It seems to work very well together. Mainly I stay on my staff, which is concentration and the water with the cleric stats. In this clip, I will be showing you my Druid. I made the arena environment extremely threatening so you can see how the healing would be going. You would obviously have an enemy in the area, so I may put in the little robot. My main weapon would be staff for the healing and skill of rejuvenation to grant healing, cliff of equality to get yourself out of the daze, stone spirit for extra aegis and protect. Then I've got glyph of tides for the CC break, as unfortunately for this build there is not a lot of CC. There's glyph of the stars to heal allies and give stability. The F5 will give alacrity and other boons. I use the wolf for mostly the regenerative heal and the bear for heal, protection and vigor, and also to cure conditions on allies. I have the Warhorn and Axe, one to grant a bit of fury, swiftness and might. It's not the best out there, but it will help heal. Okay, my build would be classed as mostly a heal, less than a boon, but there are boons there. This is on the idea of that you are coming in with a party that knows what boons are, how they work, and the fact that you're most likely going to have, let's say, a mesmer. Mesmer's going to come in and they could be a quickness mesmer, an alacrity mesmer. They're already going to have the boons there, or a herald with all their boons, or a firebrand. They're going to have boons too. Most classes have boons. The problem I've come across is the healing. The healing I found has dropped a lot, so this is my little fix for that. Yes, this build also gives boons like alacrity and stability, but it's a case of these are support boons to the main boons that are coming out. The healing is what I find as the most important, because if you go into a strike or a fractal or a raid and a person is struggling to keep their health up, say they're in full berserker gear, they're going to need a lot of healing. If they're not getting that healing, it's a case of the party dies sometimes. So this is my little fix. I have tried it in raids, fractal strikes, and it's worked really well on the healing aspect. On the boons aspect, I'm not really too sure on, but it is working on healing. Okay, I would like to listen to your input on this build and any ideas you have. I would also like to listen to any ideas anybody else has. So comment down either below or message me with some comments and ideas on how you would go about this. I do go with altruism runes because I haven't found monk runes really suit me. They probably could give out more healing, but I have just found altruism to be a case of they're good. They're an old set of runes and they do give a lot of boon duration and healing. Well, I thank you for your time and hopefully hear from you. thank you for watching, and I hope that you found this helpful. I am not a professional builder. I am not one of these rotational heavy people. Thanks to my dyspraxia, it would be impossible for me to be rotation heavy. I hope you found this build useful, or if it could give you some ideas, and you could contact me with some feedback on how you would change things. I'd also be glad to see if this would help you in any way. I hope also to move this gear fully to Cleric eventually to test that out, as the Cleric armor itself is doing wonderfully in healing. This may not be the best boon, but it does give a lot of heals. So I hope you found this useful, and I hope you could give me tips. Thank you, and have a good night.